Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well and welcome to a new video. So today I'm doing an unpack with me from Rome. I just came back yesterday and oh my goodness, it was such a lovely trip. So I'm going to unpack now because this is definitely best done immediately, and we're going to see what I actually wore and what I didn't, because I was warned before I went to not take this much. It was only a 5-day trip and I packed it how I wanted. And honestly, there are a lot of things I didn't use, so let's have a look. So I'm going to take out all the stuff that I need to wash first. So they're all in here. And then these are some of the things that I took and loved the most. So I got this lovely jumper, which I think I showed in a video when I was doing my pack with me. Loved that so much. It looked so cute as I was walking around. And the city was so lovely. Not a place I'd ever been before, and definitely a place I would like to go again. It was very beautiful, and Vatican was incredibly awe-inspiring. It's a very nice sense of like calmness you get when you go into certain like places, and because you just know there's so much like good energy in there because of like all the different prayer and like peaceful vibes. It actually feels really amazing to go in there and experience it. So yeah, let me know if you've ever been to Rome as well and where you enjoyed. This was one of the best things that I took with me. If you love tea like me and you know you need that daily, multiple times a day, then the travel mug is so essential because the cups in the rooms are usually quite small and ain't nobody got time for that. So that was a good thing for me to take. So yeah, I went for 5 days. It kind of works out like that. We went on Monday morning. And we went from Manchester. The flight wasn't until about 1:50 in the afternoon, or 1:55, but we set off with plenty of time. So we set off from where I live in Durham at about 7, maybe just before 7, and missed the majority of rush hour heading to Manchester, and then went to Manchester Airport. I've not been there before, but it was actually a really good place to like fly from. It was like actually really straightforward, so that was ideal. I think though that Newcastle would be a good option as well, like next time, because it's just so much closer for both of us, so that will be good. These are things that I also think are necessary for travel. Like a packing cube is so helpful. I've got multiple packing cubes in here. If you saw my pack with me, you'll know I was raving about the packing cubes. So these are great. This is my toiletry bag again. I did overstuff this, but you know, who's to know what you might need? Yeah, there's a lot of things in there. I was very ambitious with like my routine that I was going to maintain at the same level. I was like, okay, I'm going to wear a hair mask one night to like nourish the blonde. No, you're not going to wear a hair mask on holiday. You're not going to have time for that. But it was all good intentions, so I took that anyway. This bag I did not use. I used it once to take little snacks from breakfast back upstairs, but other than that I did not take that out because I actually used a bum bag across like the chest area, and it was just so much better for packing the essentials for the day instead of like carrying like a whole massive bag like flopping around at the side. It was so much better and I felt much more secure. I was definitely very like sure that my important things like my passport, my phone and money were not going to go missing or anything, so that was ideal. Very good for peace of mind. So yeah, basically we were there since the Monday. We got there on like the early evening. We got a transfer from the airport to where we were staying, which was right in the centre of Rome. It was literally like a brisk 5-minute walk away from the Vatican, which was incredible. Such a beautiful place, right close to St. Peter's Square as well. So that was amazing to see so close. And yeah, we just basically had a walk around there. When we first got there, we dropped our bags off obviously at the hotel room, and then we went and had a walk around the Vatican, the outside area of it, just on the evening, which was beautiful. It's so like amazing that it's its own country, like the Vatican city state. It's like so small, but it's like, I actually thought you needed a passport to get into it, but you don't, you just can walk in. So we had a walk around there, and then we went down one of the side streets because there's so many little roads and avenues. They're all beautiful and they're all lit with so many fairy lights, and it's really stunning. It makes even like the small little streets that maybe you would like overlook very appealing to like walk down, so that was really nice. And then we went for dinner at this beautiful restaurant. It was very like homely, like you can tell it's like family run, and it had like an outside section that you could sit at because it's actually really warm. Like we went at the end of January, but it was literally like a British summertime. In fact, it was actually hotter than a lot of British summertime the whole time we were there. I packed layers, I was wearing woolly things, and there was on the Tuesday and probably the Wednesday as well, you could have definitely caught the sun. I definitely could have got a mild tan. A few more things that did not get worn. These furry, fleecy lined leggings that I got. I was like, ooh, they'll match my whole beige aesthetic. Yes, they would have, but I was so toasted. On the flight there, I was like, oh, I'll get cold because the airplane will be chilly. It was actually really, really, really warm. So I was wearing like my thermals and my fur-lined stuff like on the flight, and it was warm. So I was like, won't do that again. But then of course I did on the way back, and it was actually fine. Just put a little air blower thing on above myself. It's lovely. So yeah, the first night we basically just went for dinner, which was fab. I'll actually like show you some pictures from it, just so I can show you what like, this is the pizza from the first night, because honestly I love to see what people have like done, so I'll show you. So that's a photograph of the Vatican at night time, which was really beautiful. As you can see, there was basically like no one there. There was just like a few people milling around, the same as us, and during the day it is so busy there, so it's such a huge contrast. This is the pizza on the first night that I had. Oh my god, it was so nice. I think they put some artichoke on it. It had like black olives, a bit of, I asked them to do it a little bit spicy as well. They put some like chili flakes on it. Had this really nice lemon soda, and we had a salad, and my boyfriend had a ragu, which was very nice. And then on the first day, honestly, the first proper day, the walking that we did, much more than I had expected. I think it was about 30 to 31,000 steps by the time we'd wrapped the day up. It was astronomical. I was so glad that I had worn my reliable trainers, because I honestly don't know if my feet would have handled it otherwise. So that's the same place. There's the Vatican in the morning, and there's me looking all happy and posy outside it. And then after we'd walked to the Vatican, we walked down the Vatican City straight, and then there's me being happy there again. And then basically walked across this bridge. Is it the river Tiber? Tiber. I think that's the river. And then there's like a bridge, and then basically we end up walking across this. On a night time, there's a guy with a telescope, like a really professional one, letting people like have a look at the planets Jupiter and Saturn for like €1. So that was really nice on the clear nights, to see that. And then we just basically walked all the way to the Colosseum, but on the way to the Colosseum there's other ancient ruins and archaeological sites. So there's an example of one. There I am posing again. But yeah, it was beautiful. And there's the Colosseum, and then we actually had lunch at the Colosseum, which was amazing. Really, really amazing. Like, the view was incredible. I had some really nice pasta. Okay, I'm back. The camera ran out of charge, so I had to charge it, but I'm back. So the rest of the stuff in here, it's in the cubes, and it's basically ready to go back in my wardrobe. This is a whole cube of things that I just didn't wear. It was jumpers, and I think I underestimated how warm it would be. But yeah, like I've been saying, so on the first proper day, we went to the Colosseum area, had lunch, beautiful view, and then we actually walked a very far distance to this place called Pignetto. So Pignetto is this kind of urban, hip kind of, you know, like Camden in London. It's kind of like an artistic district of Rome, a little bit further out from the main city centre. And it's kind of where people who are like artists or like students, a little bit alternative, kind of like live, work. There's like nice bars, and we went for a wine tasting, and it was in this like cave. So it was really interesting. You go down these steps, it's like got a bar in it, they've got their own cellar full of different wines. They were growing their own like porcini mushrooms in there. They were like doing like tasting, so we had like a little tasting selection of like foods, and then like salamis and like cheese and stuff. Cheese is quite strong, much more strong than the usual cheddar in the UK. So it was like a strong flavour. You've got to be quite a cheese connoisseur, I think, to like stomach that amount of different varieties. They had pistachios in one of them, and then we had some prosecco, and then we went upstairs and had some tomato and mozzarella gnocchi in the little upstairs restaurant, and had some red wine. So the wine was nice, and it was a fun experience talking to the local girls who showed us around. And then we basically, I think we walked, no, but then we got the metro back. So we'd walked there just to check out the location on the Tuesday, and then it was on the Wednesday that we actually went for the wine tasting. That was really good. So we got there and we were actually the only ones being shown around, so that was like interesting. It's more intense when it's just the two of you, but they like told us stuff. This is just my little medical bag. To be honest, I actually feel like this is packed for the next trip I have, so I may actually leave this all together because it's literally packed perfectly and none of the things are going to go off. So I'm actually going to keep that as it is because it's literally done. And then yeah, we actually went into the little restaurant that we'd had. Well, it's actually quite a big restaurant. We went into it again that we'd been to the previous day, and I just had a cup of tea and admired the view of the Colosseum. And this was the little pyramid that the tea came in, the English breakfast tea, and I just had to keep it because it's so cute. So that was in my suitcase as well. And then I think was it that day? We accidentally found the Pantheon. So that was incredible because there's just so many like streets that like all lead into each other, and they're all kind of like straight lines. So yeah, we accidentally found that, but it was like happy surprise. Like it was really good, and it was like really amazing to see it. So then after we'd been for the tea at the little restaurant, I keep on saying little restaurant, it's actually a really big restaurant. It's actually called, I've got it on this napkin here, it's called Royal Art Cafe Roma. Lovely, it's right outside the Colosseum. So if you're going to Rome, definitely put that on your list of places to visit because it was really amazing. And it's definitely a place that we'd return to if we were to ever go there again. So after we'd been there, we continued just walking back like towards the Vatican City area and found the Pantheon, like I said, and stunning, really beautiful. You can't beat that. Like for nighttime, it's beautiful. And then when we actually went there again a couple of nights later, there was also the night, I think it was actually the next night, there was someone playing a violin. Or was it actually the same night? It actually might have been that night. Yeah, I think it was. It was really beautiful. Very, very romantic. And then the next day we went to the Vatican again, but we actually went into it. You can actually go into the Vatican for free. You just got to go into a different queue, and luckily the queue was actually not long. I'm just looking at my phone so I can remember what I did on the days in which order, because when you like do like a lot of different things within the space of the week or the 5 days, it all can kind of like roll together, and you're like, I remember doing all the things but in which order. So yeah, we went into the Vatican. It was stunning, really, really beautiful, very calm. And then we went to this fountain place. So it was like a fountain that's like outside. I'm pretty sure it's at the Pantheon again. I think it might be. Oh yeah. We went to the Pantheon again, and then we saw the big fountain that's outside it. And then we went to the Trevi fountain, which is like really, really famous, obviously, that everyone like knows and like puts their pictures on Instagram. I'm just trying to show you there. Look, there's a little video of it. It was incredibly busy. It's definitely a very popular tourist hotspot. It was really stunning. Pictures. Things that are going to go on the gram soon. And then we went and had some lunch. We tried out a Roman McDonald's, which was really nice. And then we went to where the Spanish Steps are and to where all the designer shops are as well, that are just around there in the square. That was beautiful. We were guessing the prices of the designer clothes that were in the windows. And then like looking at the little tag that's like on the bottom on the little shelf. And things were very pricey there. It was really beautiful. And then we continued walking around, went into some really nice shops, and then we got a really nice gelato from, I don't remember the name of it, but it's in one of the video clips that I'm going to be putting in my blog. So went to that, and then we went back to the hotel and basically just packed all our stuff, ready to leave very early on the Friday morning because we had our transfer at 4 a.m. and he got there a little bit early. We were ready, so we got on the transfer just for 4 o'clock in the morning. So, and then we came home and then got to Manchester, then drove all the way back. So yes, it was a lovely trip, whistle stop trip really, because we actually felt like we could have spent I think a couple of days there, definitely, and enjoyed the city like for longer. Some supplements were in there, cod liver oil, and then these were like little things again that I snaffle from breakfast. They're just like little sugars, I think were in the room. And then I got like a mini honey and a blossom honey. I like to get little things and like have that for breakfast one morning when I'm in the UK and remind me of my holiday. And then the other things that are in here, it's just basically random bits. just some bags from the shop called Pam, which is basically the supermarket. This pouch is particularly like exciting. A little bag of Cocoa Pops that again I snaffled from breakfast in case I needed a snack at some point, and pasta and stuff. That's literally it. So basically the packing wasn't that much stuff, but there was still things that were packed surplus. So the bit about the Spanish Steps, because we'd been on a couple of days before, and then we went on the last proper day we were there as well. And it's in this part of Rome's city. It's on a slope between Piazza di Spagna at the base, and then at the top of it, it's Piazza Tritana dei Monti. And also they are the longest and widest steps in all of Europe. So it's an incredibly amazing sight to behold, and also you can feel how many thousands, tens of thousands, actually it's more likely to be millions of people have walked up and down them, because even though they're made of stone, it's really, really smooth, and the bit where everyone's foot goes on each step feels completely different. It's like completely smooth and worn, and you can like imagine like all the different people that have been there over the hundreds, if not thousands of years. I can imagine like people running up them to like run off to their love affairs, all sorts of like things. I can definitely imagine all that sort of stuff happening. It is very amazing. And what else did I say about them? They actually host a lot of like events, and lots of traditional festivals take place at that particular part of Rome as well. So because it is such an iconic area, it is the centre of a lot of activity throughout the year. And once you climb to the top of the steps as well, there is an incredible view straight down one of the main streets that goes for miles, as far as the eye can see. So it's probably like 3 miles you can see. And you can see like all the hustle and bustle like for miles and miles. And it's like all technically the very city centre, and then just leaving that. So you do get a very good view. And then you also get a good view of obviously the sunset and stuff as well if you go at that time of day, which we did. So that was very, very nice. And there's like a lot of designer shops, so if you love your shopping and you like to get yourself like a designer souvenir when you're on holiday, that is definitely the area for you, because they had all sorts of shops. They had a Balenciaga, they had a Bottega, they had a Longchamp, because you can't go wrong with a Longchamp bag if you want to get like a little souvenir that's like kind of more affordable. There's a lot of security in all these shops as well, so it was the kind of place where we looked in, but we didn't like go into them, because it's like if you're not going to buy the like £10,000 bag, like don't go in there. But it was very, very beautiful, and that was like probably the main bit that we went to for like the last part of the time we were there. It was lovely, and so was ice cream. I'm hoping that I get those clips soon, because I'm definitely putting them in my vlog. This is the bum bag that I took. When I bought this, I was thinking I need a bag that's secure, but I had never worn one of these before. This was the best thing that I took on this trip. It was definitely money well spent. I will link this down below for you in case you want to check it out, and in case you also need one for an upcoming trip. This was really good for keeping my passport, my phone, any little like bits of stuff that I collected on the day, like little cards from restaurants I went to, which I'm going to tell you about in a second, lip balms, which I kept in here, bits of jewellery, my little key, my spare one for this suitcase, my purse as well, of course, and then anything else like snacks, eye drops, which I also had in here, which were always a good idea. I think so the liner has come off a little bit, but it's because I stuffed it so much. That is why. It did its job on this trip. This is my passport cover, which I got as well just before I went. So good for keeping your passport good if you want to like keep it nice, because I just got mine last summer and this was its first trip abroad, so I wanted it to stay nice, and I got a stamp in my passport when we were like leaving. He was like, do you want a stamp? And I was like, yes please. So the guy at the passport control gave me a stamp. There we are. The airport we flew for was Campino. What's that word there? Campino. Yes, fab. So that was really good. And then I also have all boarding passes and stuff printed in case we needed them. I know they're always like on everyone's phone, but it actually was quite helpful to have a paper version as well. So that was good. And then I've got my lip liner and a little packet of salt in there from some chips, I think. So yeah, scrunchies, elastic band. It fit all the essentials in. My favourite restaurant when I was there was the one that we went to in Spagna, or just near Spagna, just before we went off to the wine tasting. And this is the card from the restaurant. I picked it up because I wanted to tell you what it was. It's Asteria da Fortunata.
Fortunata.
Osteria da Fortunata. That is the name of the restaurant. And oh my goodness, if you go to Rome, you need to go to this place, because all the people who like work there, well, not all of them, because obviously some of them actually do the cooking, but loads of the ladies who work there sit around this like big table, and there's like big windows, and they're all making pasta authentically, and you can kind of like watch them do their craft, and then you can also go and then get some fresh pasta, and it's really, really nice. And it's got a really nice atmosphere in there as well. Like there's loads of tables, there's like lots of space for like lots of people to sit like together, and it's just got a really nice atmosphere. They have like TVs and stuff on, and it's got a really nice vibe, good music, it's lovely. Highly recommend. And it's also very close to the Spanish Steps, so it's kind of like in the perfect touristy location if you're spending some time in that particular part of the city. Highly recommend. We had a really nice pasta, and I think we actually both had the same one. It was not tagliatelle, taglioni, like a skinny tagliatelle. Imagine spaghetti but kind of made cube shaped, like if it was a piece of tagliatelle but like cut into 3 pieces, if you will, like, so it's really skinny. And then it was just tomato and basil, and it was very, very nice. And we did use the metro on one of the days. So this is the little travel train ticket. If you use the metro in Rome, that's kind of what they look like. So this was like a little day pass. Make sure you get the one that is a day pass, so you can use it for 24 hours. If you choose the 2 tickets with 100 minutes on each, it would mean you kind of have to make 2 journeys, like a there and back, but you've got to do the first one, like it has to last no more than 100 minutes from the moment you start the ticket, when you scan through the first barrier, and then you can't go back. So like say you went you went through the gate at Spagna, which is what we did, and then like for some reason you've got to go back through, you would then have invalidated the ticket. So make sure you get like a 24-hour one, because even though the one that's like for 2 tickets is like a €3 one, and this one's €7, if you make an error, which is so easy to do, or need to go back a stop or whatever, you would then invalidate your ticket and have to get a new one anyway. So there's a little travel tip from me. I highly recommend doing that to avoid any flapping, because that can happen. And this bag will be going in the suitcase, I think, ready for my next trip. Part of me's actually kind of inclined to keep it out, because I actually preferred using this to a normal bag. I don't think I want to go back to having a bag like hanging off the side of me all the time. It's actually like a bit much to contend with, like always having to think, oh, is my bag still there? Yeah, if it's dropped to your chest, trust me, you're not going to forget that it's still there. It's there. So that's better. I noticed I've carried some jewellery around like for this trip. I won't say weighing myself down, it wasn't doing that, but I've carried things around. But there's my purse and stuff, and I've kept all the receipts of everything I did, because that also helps me to remember what I did. What's this one for? Ah, this is for the restaurant that I was just telling you about. So some things that are like actually located like really centrally, or like outside amazing places, like sometimes they only cost like a little bit more than if you just went to a restaurant that's in like a part of the city that doesn't have like a beautiful view just outside it. Like when we went to the restaurant just outside the Colosseum called the Cafe Royal, or Royal Art Cafe Roma, I think that the spaghetti was like a few euros, maybe like, I'm gonna say €5, maybe more than if you just like went to like a little restaurant like just near where your hotel is, maybe not with such a grand view. So you can like find some really good places that like like worth going to and that are not going to cost like so much excessively. Like when we went and then got the little cup of tea, that one, the little pyramid, it was £5 for a little cup of tea, but they give you it in a cute little pot. It's like a little experience, and then you still look at the Colosseum, and it's like, it's worth paying for the view. It's like amazing, so highly recommend. What else have I got like evidence of here? Oh, this is the card from the wine tasting we did, which was an experience. It was a good experience. I feel like, yeah, it's I think maybe if you're gonna do like a wine tasting, either like, definitely do one where there's like probably lots of people going on it, just so like there's lots of people asking different questions, and like you don't have to always be the one talking to the guide. I mean, I could talk for England, and I do, but I also had to talk for Italy that night as well, so it can be a lot. I did learn a lot though about the local area and just like about things in general, so that was good. And then yeah, that's basically my packing all unpacked. I've done my washing as well, so it's all ready to go away after it's dried. I wonder what else I could show you, because I feel like that's everything. Obviously my makeup and stuff was all in my hand luggage, because obviously I took that with me. I kept the important things close to hand, and I also on the way back had like a bag full of breakfast snacks from the breakfast buffet, so that was also quite good. I look forward to like having them now back in England, because I feel like it's kind of like extending the holiday in some way. So I hope that you enjoyed watching me unpack from my trip to Rome. It was such a fun trip, and upon reflection I definitely think you could spend like longer there. Like 5 days is perfect, but if you ever want to revisit certain parts and spend like half a day there, you could definitely do like a full week, and it would be really, really amazing. I just need to put the rest of the things that are clean away and just basically start planning my next trip. Yes, it'll be very, very excellent. And tonight we're actually having some pizza that my mum has made, so it's very authentic and I still kind of feel like I'm there, so that's lovely. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe as well if you'd like to. That would make me very, very happy indeed. And I'll see you again very, very soon in a brand new video. Bye!
Autentico.